In terms of how many individuals we have in the system, we have about 21 million individuals into the Bureau database. And one thing we have noticed is that this number has significantly increased.
The data in the CRB belongs to you. That is why when we sit here, we champion that you as a borrower, please ask your SACCO to share your full data with the CRB, because then you build a rich credit profile which allows you to access more credit, which allows you to access better terms in credit. We are very happy today to be hosting many institutions that come from Nakuru and its environs. We are excited that this engagement, which we call Credit Community, is yielding a lot of benefits for borrowers and businesses in this region. As you know, as a CRB, we have a lot of data about businesses. So we have come to sensitize the lenders on how that information can be valuable to them in terms of increasing access to credit to SMEs and individuals, enabling them to leverage or use the information we have to manage their credit risk. And we are happy that the institutions are finding value in terms of going out to go and now lend more to Kenyan and Kenyan businesses. So as a CRB, that information that we have been receiving over the years, which, as you know, is no longer about blacklisting, but all the information about credit. Metropol has information from over 2,500 institutions, and we have profiles of over 21 million Kenyans. We also have profiles of over 800,000 businesses. So this is the information that we have come to showcase to the Nakuru community of lenders, credit providers, so that they can tap on this information and give the right amount of loans to businesses and to people around this area.
Thank you. My name is Edna Mulo, the Chief Data Officer at Metropol, CRB. In terms of how many individuals we have in the system, we have about 21 million individuals into the Bureau database. And one thing we have noticed is that this number has significantly increased. Before COVID, we had about 12 million, and now we are at 21 million. And with the data, we have noticed a good number of customers getting loans. And currently we have about, as at end of June 30th, we had 14 million individuals with active loans, which for us is a good indicator that people are borrowing loans, they are getting, and they are being approved and getting these loan facilities. So Metropol, as a CRB, we have an automated system that we are able to receive data from the financial institutions like banks, microfinance banks, and SACCOs. And you'll find our turnaround time. The stipulated one by CBK is 48 hours, but we process our data near real time. So if you pay a loan and the bank submits an update, that update will be updated into your profile and you'll get an updated report. And you can get that report through *433#, our USSD code as Metropol, and you'll be able to get an updated report near real time. Okay, one thing is that these people have not been shared that they are negative. It's people with positive loans in the bureau. So we find a lot of individuals are now getting mobile loans, which contribute to about 32% of loans in the system, and overdrafts, about 34%, which contribute to the number of individuals with those loans. So you find people are now getting more digital loans, mobile loans, and it has increased the number of individuals in the system. So the 14 million individuals are good borrowers who are now able to get credit, and we're able to receive that data as a bureau. So the data we receive is from banks, microfinance banks, deposit-taking SACCOs, non-deposit-taking SACCOs, trade institutions, digital credit providers who submit that data to us, and we are able to collate it and give a score and a report to anyone, to an individual and also the institutions. Currently, we don't receive any data from the Hustler Fund that we don't have access to. Yeah.
So Kenya celebrates a lot of the innovations in payment solutions like M-Pesa and the existence of robust CRB like Metropol. And out of these relationships, of course with the support of government, the penetration of financial services is one of the highest in the world. So any Kenyan today has potential to access credit at the comfort of their phone. And that could only be possible because of existence of collaborations between financial institutions, CRBs like ourselves, and payment solutions like mobile money. Now, in terms of the impact of the current government policies, we have seen that the government has pushed the market to risk-based pricing. And when we say risk-based pricing, credit risk pricing, in simple terms, is that people who are good borrowers get lower interest rates. People who are who have bad issues around credit are not locked out, but they are charged slightly higher interest rate. So it is a market that is becoming better. Borrowers, whether it is individuals, consumer borrowers, or businesses, are now in a better position because when you go through difficulties and you delay payments, it doesn't mean that you no longer have access. It means you will access, but at slightly higher interest rate. So it is a good thing for our economy. We are happy for this market, especially in Nakuru, because we are seeing a lot of positive entrepreneurship spirit out of this. So a lot of people are coming out to access credit, to start businesses, to grow businesses, to bridge their shortfall in household income. When they are going through difficulty, they can now get into the market and borrow to support school fees or any other kind of consumption as they wait for their businesses to pick up. So it's a good thing. Credit is good for an economy. And as this credit community of Nakuru, we can see the positive impact of availability of credit in terms of the vibrancy of the economy. Our Chief Data Officer, who will make a presentation later, will tell you that the current regulations has a threshold of 1,000. So in 2020, the government released new CRB regulations 2020, which is supportive of the borrower. It is very, very progressive. And it is supportive of the borrower in the sense that first, the threshold is a minimum of 1,000. So if you borrow loans of less than 1,000, those loans don't end up in your profile. It's only above 1,000. But more importantly, the data in the CRB belongs to you. That is why when we sit here, we champion that you as a borrower, please ask your SACCO to share your full data with the CRB, because then you build a rich credit profile which allows you to access more credit, which allows you to access better terms in credit. Let me tell you one of the success stories of the credit information sharing. We have managed to make this market cleaner because we have removed the person we call serial defaulter. So now the market for lenders is good. The market, even you for a good borrower, you have somebody can listen to you, because if you have a good CRB profile, you don't need any other collateral. You use that collateral, soft collateral, as an asset to secure a loan. So that's the beauty of this market. Number two is, in the past, the limitations around how much you can ask or borrow was really a very big factor. So you want to borrow 50,000, you can only be given 2,000, because lenders were not able to see your capacity. But now with the information that we are getting, it's possible for lenders to unlock more loan value to you, more access to you because of information. So please, we encourage Kenyans, everybody to champion and ask their lenders to share data with the CRB. It is asset, and the data belongs to you. It does not belong to the lender. Data, according to data protection laws, belongs to the data subject. It is your data. It's just that we are holding it and extracting value. The new saying in town is that data is the new oil. But you know, oil is not useful until it is refined. So when it comes to an institution like Metropol, we refine it. We give you a credit score. We give you ability to use that credit score to access loans. So being in the CRB as a person is now a very positive thing. And we are talking about ratings and scoring. These are the things that the advanced world is talking. People walk into a bank, to car dealers, and you show their score and they are given a car. That is the future that is slowly becoming a reality in Kenya. So the central bank now licenses digital credit providers. And the reason they went into that space, if you ask me, is consumer protection. There was debt shaming, there was irresponsible lending, and so really the consumer was not being protected, and there were sharks. So right now, that space is a little cleaner. So we also have to encourage average Kenyans that don't borrow to gamble or to do irresponsible things, because it will catch up with you. So in terms of the DCP, the digital credit provider space, as a CRB, we are excited that this credit market is becoming mature, even at that level of fintech. Because fintech, the beauty they have is they are very fast, agile. They are lending their own money, so from a risk appetite, they can take in borrowers of any kind of risk, unlike commercial banks who have to adhere to some prudential guidelines because they are dealing with deposits. But on the DCP side, they can lend to, they become the buffer for the market.